Everyone, Tony here. Hope you're doing well. It's Wednesday, October 24th. I'm back home from my travels, as you can see, and I have some very positive news to share with you guys. A lot of positive news on the Ripple XRP front, a lot of developments here, and definitely some general crypto news as well. The first, Marcus Treacher, who is the global head of strategic accounts at Ripple, has been tweeting. He's been at the Sibos conference, and if you recall, earlier this week he tweeted trashing Swift's approach to their system and so forth, and talking about obviously insinuating that Ripple obviously has the better technology and so forth. So we know there's no direct partnership between Ripple and Swift. However, could there be an indirect usage, where Ripple is part of, with Temenos and things like that? That could be a possibility. Once again, I'm saying possibility. I'm not saying it's definite or a certainty. So that also, given the fact that he's being so candid, tweeting about these things, he tweeted here a quote from David Tao of Uber. Here's a quote: "Real-time payments are here. Instant used to be the future, but it's now an expectation. As a corporate, it's necessary to our business. Thanks." And then he says here, "Thanks to this group for sharing valuable insights on stage at Sibos." Now, Ripple has in the past used Uber many times in their analogies or examples. And it's very interesting that he tweeted this, talking about instant payments with Uber. Now, I'm not pulling this out of the air because I'm going off his tweet. Could Uber be one of the companies in the Xpring initiative? Possibly. Once again, I'm not saying they are. I'm saying possibly, where XRP would be inserted into their ecosystem. Now, those of you who I actually tweeted at him asking, I don't think I'll get an answer, obviously, because Ripple, they're a real company. They make official statements and things like that. But if you recall, Ripple launched an initiative where they're inserting XRP into marketplaces and ecosystems. One of them just went live, which is Omni, which you guys have seen my interview with the CEO, and I have a follow-up interview with him tomorrow or Friday. I have to double check my schedule, but how they're integrating XRP. Could Uber integrate XRP? Possibly, but it's interesting. We're just, going off of what he's saying here, and like I said, could Uber be one of the companies part of the Xpring initiative? Maybe. Fingers crossed, I hope. But we know Ripple is looking to insert XRP in many, many different businesses and ecosystems. So big things are ahead, but I wanted to share this with you guys because, once again, going back to the context of him being very candid about statements, and I don't think he's just going to randomly tweet about Uber and so forth, but let's see what comes out from this. Now, on to the next positive news for Ripple XRP. Shout out to Leonidas here on Twitter. XRP has been listed on South African exchange Artis Turba with XRP. XRP seems to be one of the base currencies on the exchange. Now, this is Artis Turba. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Exchange located in South Africa. And if you go to their site, guys, they have the XRP markets. So it is being used as a base pair because you have the ZAR markets, the BTC market, Bitcoin, Ethereum markets, and you have XRP markets. Great sign. Just yesterday, DCEX, the exchange, launched, which is full XRP based currencies. And now we're seeing is more exchanges are listing XRP, more are adding fiat pairing with XRP and using it as a base currency. Keep holding on to your XRP. Be patient. Some of you are super anxious to make money, and you seem to be running out of patience. I see the comments, but don't get to that point. Remember the emotional chart that the Wall Street guys use, right? Where people get to despair and they're like, I'm done with this. I'm tired of winning, and they sell. And that's where you miss the boat. But if you simply hold your investment, your asset, and let's wait for the next ride up. We're seeing the big corporations, the big Wall Street names getting into the market. We are in the infrastructure stage. It's being built out, and the foundation is being laid. We just have to be patient. Now, speaking of XRP as a base currency, now we have, and shout out to Bank XRP for highlighting this, the first full XRP-based exchange now live, XRP United.com. So this is very interesting. They have a launch video as well, and you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies, euro to XRP and back in seconds. The first full XRP exchange, and it looks like they have some beta testing going on here. So do you see what's happening here, guys? The adoption that Bitcoin had, where it was the king of the exchanges and the king of being a base currency, now XRP's taking a bit of that market share, right? We're seeing specifically, right, DCEX, XRP United, and we're seeing a lot of other exchanges added as a base currency, and we're probably going to see more of this. Why? XRP is a vastly superior technology, much faster, more transactions per second, cheaper, more scalable, right? You don't have the bottlenecks that drive up fees and stuff that Bitcoin had. So of course, people are going to recognize this and start using it. And it's, of course, better than Ethereum from that perspective as well. So here it's live. It looks like you can sign up, guys. And I haven't signed up yet, honestly. So I have to go through this and check it out. But it's happening, guys. It's happening slowly but surely. So exciting times, and we just got to be just patient, guys. Let's just be patient. People are always wondering, like, hey, why isn't this going up? Why isn't the price? Why is this? Be patient. Like I said, the market's in its infancy stages. There's manipulation going on. The prices have been moving sideways and hovering around, a specific range. The big news that we got hasn't moved the market at all. And I'm going to touch a bit more later what I think is going on. I think a lot of the manipulation is related to the Bitcoin ETF suppressing the prices and for these big institutions to get ready to come in. Now, some more positive Ripple XRP news. As you know, Catalyst Corporate Federal Credit Union is one of the companies slated to roll out on XRapid this quarter. So they're in the process, along with Mercury FX and with Qualix. And they tweeted the following today: "We're making waves with Ripple. See how blockchain may provide credit unions with faster cross-border payments at a much lower cost." And they tweeted a GIF here, or GIF, I don't know how people say it, but of a wave here. So I think they are, and I tweeted at them. I said, "Can you advise when you will be fully live on XRapid?" Of course, I do that in the hopes that maybe they see that people are excited about it and maybe they answer, but most likely they can't. It's just because they're businesses; they're not gonna give away this information, but it's happening. It's in the works, and I always tell you guys, these companies cannot flip a switch overnight. If you're in the business world, you worked at different companies. They have to do soft launches, hard launches. They got to do a lot of testing, right? And of course, there's a strategy behind all these things too. I believe, for example, Ripple, the moves they make, they do it at certain times because they want the value of XRP to increase. They would be idiots not to. I've said it many times. They're very incentivized, right? They own a lot. The employees have it. Of course, they want the value to go up. And even Ripple's David Schwartz has been, he's answered questions around this. Of course, they want the value to go up. And it would be much cheaper to move money to if the value went up, things along that line. And keeping in mind, there's a burn rate. And, as they start moving a lot of XRP in cross-border payments, that burn rate will increase. And, XRP, there is a cap, right? And people will lose XRP. Investors will buy and lose, and they'll get lost. And just like simply with Bitcoin, right? There is a cap. So just keep that in mind. And we just got to be patient. I hope you guys just understand market cycles. You understand what's happening in this young infancy stage of the market where there's some manipulation and the big money's now getting in and the infrastructure being set up. And we really got to be patient. Now, my personal prediction, but like I always say, I could be wrong. I don't have a crystal ball. No one has a crystal ball. I was personally thinking, we start seeing a bull run in this month into November. We could probably still see something in November or December because the launch of BACT is officially on December 12th. We could also hear some additional bullish news from the SEC, maybe a Bitcoin ETF approval. However, NeuNer, who's the guy who runs the Crypto Traders TV show on CNBC, obviously he has a lot of connections. He's meeting with different people. He's obviously part of the media. And he says here, I can confirm after SEC discussions, the below statement is true post the meeting held with the new SEC Commissioner Elad Roisman. So if you guys recall yesterday's video, I talked about a lot of the crypto companies met with him. So he's the new SEC commissioner. So you see what's happening here, right? And then he says, this means a backed, physically settled futures that requires an actual purchase of Bitcoin and ETF, which also requires purchase in the next 6 months. You do the math. The statement is a Bitcoin ETF should closely follow the backed launch, which is set for December 12th, and continued maturity of Bitcoin futures markets, Fidelity's crypto initiative, and NASDAQ's push into the crypto ecosystem. Given all that activity, a Bitcoin ETF approval in late Q1 of 2019 seems reasonable and inevitable. Now, if you recall, Mike Novogratz also called that he thinks a bull run is going to start in Q1. So what I'm seeing here, based on all the movements of the SEC and all of these things are timed, and there's a strategy behind. There's no coincidence, and the pressure the SEC is going to feel now, and the government lobbying that's taking place by crypto companies. You guys know how this is all coming together, right? It's all about money. In politics, that's how you get things done, with money, at least here in the United States. And when you have these big Wall Street names and corporate giants getting in place, they have the power, they have the money, and they're going to put pressure on the SEC and the government to get this thing going. So maybe the bull run doesn't start this year. Maybe it starts in Q1 when that Bitcoin ETF gets approved. I don't know. We don't have a crystal ball. We're just making educated guesses here. But with backed launch, it could be that catalyst, guys, with the big names, Microsoft and Starbucks, right? And they have a physically backed ETF. So it's not just a contract. So it could still spark that bull run. We could still see it this year, but who knows? Like I said, educated guess based on what's happening, but let's see. If it means we have to wait, another, November, December, January, February, 4 months, I'm okay with that, because I'm just going to keep buying dip and keep loading up, guys. And with all this big money and big corporate giants and Wall Street getting in, what you saw in 2017 is nothing to, as far as what's to come. It's going to be big. We're going to see some bigger bull runs. So be prepared, but also be patient, right? Don't keep yourself up at night. If looking at the charts every day bothers you, don't do it. Take a break. Get away from it. But of course, keep an eye on what the big money is doing, right? Your Fidelities, your TD Ameritrade, what is Wall Street doing? And that'll give you an indication of things to come. So, like I said, guys, we got a couple statements from people who move in different circles than we do, that it looks like the SEC is going to, give that ETF approval in Q1, which is not too far away, obviously. And we'll see. We'll see, guys. Now, I also tweeted the following today, that Forbes Crypto, so Forbes, just look at that. Forbes has their own crypto handle here where they talk specifically about crypto. And they have built a website, ForbesCrypto.com. It's very much like your coin market cap or your Lifecoin watch, where they show the market capitalization for crypto and news as well. So do you see what's happening here, guys? If crypto was irrelevant or dying or something, they wouldn't invest in this. Forbes doesn't have time to do stuff like this, but they know what's coming. As you can see, the big names that are getting into traditional companies. And I hope you guys see that. You're looking long-term, you're looking bigger picture, and you don't have tunnel vision here. And you also, you're not a prisoner of the moment. You understand the bigger picture of what is going to happen here. This market's going to move in the direction towards the stock market to become fully legitimized. Stock exchanges will be listing crypto. And as I did in that video about the future of crypto, what we're looking towards now is not just ICOs, but STOs, security token offerings, asset-backed tokens, guys. So it's going to be, instead of getting a stock, you're going to get a token, and it's going to be a much easier process and so forth. And that token's going to have a value of towards an asset if it's part of a business or a hotel. So that's the future. I hope you guys understand what's happening here. This is really big. It is certainly an opportunity of a lifetime. You don't get many of these. Obviously, we had the .com boom in the 90s, and now we have this blockchain crypto asset boom, and who knows what's there's another something like this later on, but it's an opportunity, and I'm certainly going to capitalize on it, guys. Anyway, what do you guys think about this news? I'm not saying Uber is working with Ripple, but I always look at the breadcrumbs and try to put the pieces together here. They could be part of the Xpring initiative. South African exchange lists XRP, also has as a base currency. And then we have a fully XRP based exchange, XRP United. Here's what it looks like. And you have Catalyst Federal Credit Union tweeting that, positive stuff about Ripple. We know they're slated to go live with xRapid this month, or this quarter, I should say. And NeuNer saying here he can confirm a few things from the SEC. It looks like we might see that ETF in Q1. We'll see when the actual bull run starts. No one has a crystal ball. Forbes getting into crypto here, opening up their own crypto site with news and market data, and this is where we're headed. Expect to see more. And we saw Yahoo Finance did it, right, guys? And guess who's probably gonna be next? Google, and any major site that has content. Google, I'm sure Google's working on this because it's a relevant topic and they want to provide queries and answers to people, right? So great things are ahead. Be patient and hold. So what do you guys think about this news? Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links in the description. Please help share this channel with your friends and family if they want to learn about crypto. You know my approach here: factual, logical, business approach. No over speculation. So be happy if you can share with your friends and they want to learn about the market and keep up to date with what's actually happening, guys. So thank you for your support, and I'll talk to you all later.